Most people don't notice when a child goes quiet. They think it's good behavior, politeness, a kid finally settling down. But silence in a 7-year-old isn't always peace. Sometimes it's survival. Sometimes it's a little girl named Lily Matthews, sitting in the back of a grocery store, making eye contact with a police dog and using the only language she had left. Lily lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in Sacramento with her mother, Jessica, and Jessica's boyfriend, Trevor Walsh. Jessica worked double shifts at a medical supply warehouse, leaving before Lily woke up and coming home after she'd already eaten whatever Trevor put in front of her. Trevor didn't work. He told Jessica he was between jobs waiting for the right opportunity, but mostly he sat on the couch, drank beer, and watched Lily like she was something he had to manage. Lily used to talk a lot. Her kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Brennan, said she had a vocabulary beyond her years, always asking questions, always telling stories about her stuffed animals like they were real people with real problems. But first grade was different. Her new teacher, Mr. Alvarez, noticed she'd stopped raising her hand, stopped volunteering answers, stopped talking at recess. He mentioned it to Jessica during a parent-teacher conference in October. Jessica looked tired, the kind of tired that lives in your bones. She said Lily was probably just adjusting, that things had been stressful at home, that she'd talked to her. Mr. Alvarez nodded and didn't push. He had 30 other students and a curriculum to follow. At home, Lily learned that talking caused problems. If she asked Trevor why he was mad, he got madder. If she told her mom she didn't like how Trevor looked at her, Jessica would say she was being dramatic, that Trevor was helping them, that they couldn't afford to live alone. So Lily stopped asking. She started spending time in her room, playing, with her toys in silence, pretending her stuffed rabbit could protect her from the sound of Trevor's footsteps in the hallway. Trevor started coming into her room at night. Not every night, just sometimes. He'd sit on the edge of her bed and tell her she was special, that he was taking care of her, that she shouldn't tell her mom because it would upset her. Lily didn't know what to call it. She just knew it made her stomach hurt and her chest feel tight. She knew it was wrong the way you know fire is hot instinctively without needing proof. She tried to tell her mom once. Jessica was folding laundry in the living room and Lily walked up and said Trevor made her uncomfortable. Jessica didn't even look up. She said Trevor was trying his best, that Lily needed to be grateful, that not every man would stick around to help raise someone else's kid. Lily didn't bring it up again. By December, Lily had stopped sleeping through the night. She'd lie awake listening for Trevor's footsteps, her door creaking open, his voice low and careful. Jessica didn't notice. She was working overtime to cover Christmas expenses, and when she was home, she was too exhausted to see past the surface, to notice that Lily flinched when Trevor touched her shoulder or that she'd started wetting the bed again after 2 years of being dry. At school, Mr. Alvarez tried reaching Lily in small ways. He'd ask her to stay after class to help organize supplies, hoping she'd open up. She never did. She just nodded and did what he asked, efficient and silent. The school counselor, Mrs. Deborah Park, called Lily in for a session after Mr. Alvarez expressed concern. She asked gentle questions about home, about how Lily was feeling, if anything was bothering her. Lily stared at the floor and said everything was fine. Mrs. Park noted the session in her file and moved on to the next child. There were budget cuts. There were too many kids and not enough hours. Trevor got bolder. He started taking Lily places alone, saying he was giving Jessica a break. They'd go to the park, to the grocery store, to the gas station. He'd buy her candy and tell her she was his favorite girl. Lily learned to smile when he said it. She learned that compliance made things easier, that resistance made things worse. One Saturday in January, Trevor took Lily to a grocery store on the east side of town. Jessica was at work. Trevor needed cigarettes and beer, and he told Lily to come with him, that she could pick out a snack. In the store, Lily walked beside him quietly, her hand small in his, her eyes on the tile floor. They passed the pharmacy section, and that's when Lily saw him. Officer Marcus Reed, a K-9 officer with the Sacramento Police Department, standing near the blood pressure machine with his German Shepherd Duke. They were off duty, just picking up a prescription, but Duke was in his vest, alert and trained. Lily had learned about police dogs at school during a safety assembly. Officer Reed had come in with Duke and explained that Duke could find people, could protect people, could tell when something was wrong. He'd shown the kids hand signals, simple commands that Duke understood. Sit. Stay. Come. Lily stopped walking. Trevor tugged her hand, told her to keep up, but she didn't move. She was staring at Duke. The dog's ears perked up, and he looked at her, head tilting slightly. Officer Reed noticed his dog's attention shift and glanced over at the little girl. Standing 10 feet away, Lily didn't say anything. She couldn't. Trevor was right there, his hand tight around hers. But she remembered the hand signals from the assembly. She lifted her free hand slowly, carefully, and made the sign for help. It wasn't an official signal, just something Officer Reed had shown the kids as a game, a way to get Duke's attention if they were ever scared. A flat palm pressed to the chest, then extended forward. Duke's posture changed immediately. He stood, his body tense, his eyes locked on Lily. Officer Reed followed the dog's gaze and saw the little girl, her hand still raised, her face blank, but her eyes desperate. Officer Reed moved toward them, casual but purposeful. Trevor saw him coming and shifted, pulling Lily closer, his smile quick and easy. He said something about his daughter being shy, about her loving dogs, just normal dad talk in a grocery store. But Duke didn't relax. He positioned himself between Trevor and Lily, and Officer Reed trusted his dog more than any words. He asked Trevor for his name, asked Lily if she was okay. Lily didn't answer. She looked at the floor. Trevor laughed it off, said she was tired, that they'd been running errands all day. Officer Reed asked Trevor if he was her father. Trevor said he was her mom's boyfriend, that he was watching her for the day. Officer Reed asked if he could speak to Lily alone for a moment. Trevor's smile tightened. He said it wasn't necessary, that they needed to get going. Officer Reed didn't move. He asked again, this time making it clear it wasn't a request. Trevor let go of Lily's hand. Officer Reed crouched down to her level and asked her name, asked if she felt safe, asked if Trevor had hurt her. Lily's silence was louder than anything she could have said. She looked at Duke, at the dog standing steady beside the officer, and something in her broke open. She whispered, "Yes." The store manager called for backup. 2 more officers arrived within minutes. Trevor was detained, his voice rising as he insisted this was a misunderstanding, that the kid was confused, that he hadn't done anything wrong. Lily was taken to a separate area, wrapped in a blanket from the store's first aid kit, sitting with a female officer who spoke softly and didn't rush her. Jessica was called. She left work immediately, frantic and confused. When she arrived at the store, she saw Trevor in handcuffs, saw police officers talking in low voices, saw her daughter sitting small and quiet with a stranger. She didn't understand. She kept asking what happened, what was going on, why were they treating Trevor like a criminal? When they told her, when they explained what Lily had signaled, what she'd finally confirmed, Jessica's face went white. She looked at her daughter, and Lily looked back at her with eyes that held too much for 7 years old. Jessica started crying, saying she didn't know, she didn't see it. She thought Lily was just being difficult. But she had seen it. She'd seen the signs and called them adjustment. She'd heard Lily's discomfort and called it drama. She'd chosen easier over true, and now there was no taking it back. Trevor was arrested that day. The investigation moved quickly. Forensic interviews, medical exams, evidence that confirmed what Lily had been too afraid to say out loud. He was charged with multiple counts of child sexual abuse. Jessica wasn't charged, but the damage to her relationship with her daughter was already done. Lily went to live with her grandmother, Linda, in a small house in Roseville. Jessica was allowed supervised visits, but Lily barely spoke during them. She'd sit on the couch, polite and distant, answering yes or no questions. With single words, Jessica would try to explain, try to apologize, but Lily would just stare at the wall like her mother was a stranger she had to tolerate. At her new school, Lily was enrolled in trauma therapy. She saw a counselor twice a week, a woman named Dr. Sarah Nguyen, who specialized in childhood trauma. Slowly, Lily started talking again, but not like before. Her words were careful now, measured, like she was constantly checking if it was safe to say them. She didn't talk about stuffed animals anymore. She didn't tell stories. She answered questions when asked and stayed quiet when she wasn't. Her second-grade teacher said she was a model student, always following directions, never causing trouble. But she didn't play with other kids at recess. She sat on the bench and watched. Jessica kept trying. She attended every supervised visit, brought gifts, wrote letters. But Lily didn't soften. The trust was gone, erased by the months of not being believed, not being protected. Linda told Jessica it would take time, maybe years, maybe forever. Jessica said she understood, but every visit ended with her sitting in her car, crying into her hands. Officer Reed visited Lily once, a few months after everything happened. He brought Duke, thought maybe seeing the dog would help. Lily's face changed when she saw Duke. She knelt down, wrapped her arms around the dog's neck, and stayed there for a long time. Duke didn't move. Officer Reed didn't say much. He just told Lily she was brave, that she'd done the right thing. Lily didn't feel brave. She felt like someone who'd had to save herself because no one else would. Trevor was sentenced to 15 years. Jessica moved to a smaller apartment, started therapy. Of her own, tried to rebuild a life that felt destroyed. But Lily stayed with Linda, and the distance between mother and daughter became permanent, a gap built from missed chances and ignored signals. Silence in a child is not obedience. It's a warning. When someone small stops speaking, it's because they've learned words don't help. Believing them the first time is not optional. It's everything.